Hola, bon dia. Avui em sembla recordar que és 29 de juny, o potser 30. Avui diuen per ahí que surt l'iPhone, aquest catxarro d'Apple que revolucionarà el món com li pot. Per això a mi, com a membre del SETI.cat, no m'importa gaire cosa. Una mica, solament. Aquest és un vídeo d'aniversari, on explicarem moltes coses amb una i farem una petita sorpresa a tots els nostres companys. Agraeixo d'avantmà a l'Agustí Dosaigües, al Dani, al Jordi Portell i, com no, al Ferran, que encara hem d'anar a dinar algun dia, per la seva discreció i col·laboració en petits detalls. Aviso, no hi haurà senyera. No la vaig deixar a casa abans de l'avió. Quin desastre. Buen día, Nacho.
Había pedido, hoy vamos a hacer una expedition.
Y vamos a rentar un carro.
Anyway, de cualquier size. Él tiene familia.
Hello, Meredith, saluda.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Meredith és del domini de Gales.
Un poquito, solo.
I el Nacho és l'advocat del Concat. Aquí estem intentant? Renta'm, no, lloga'm. Perquè aquí li diuen rentar un carro, però vol dir llogar un cotxe. Cal entendre.
Radiotelescopi.com.
S'ha apagat el botó roig.
De la Satana.
No, torna a apretar. Vamos para allá. Barcelona ya está. Salimos a entrar, Yo tenía que por mi culpa. I hem hagut de pujar una mica a muntanya. És evident que era lògic. Pinxo el color.
No, la pago.
Feed, and it is designed so that different vertical zones of that radiate signals at different angles with different phases to correctly illuminate the dish to correct for the spherical aberration. But the problem with the line feed is it's a very narrow band feed, just a very few percent. It's a useful frequency range. And of course, in a general purpose radio telescope, you want to have pretty free access to a very wide range of frequencies. So in 1995, a major upgrade was done to the observatory, which the Gregorian dome is the most obvious part of, and that contains two other reflectors. One of them is, they're both aspheric.
Where are they?
They are inside the dome. One of them is on what we would consider to be the upper right side of the dome from this angle. And it is just inside the outer skin of the dome. But it's shaped in this very carefully calculated aspheric shape. And then, so the signals enter the hole in the bottom of the dome, go up and hit this thing, And then this is off axis, so it's reflected off to the side sort of. But a tertiary reflector, which is also aspheric, and it's relatively small. It must be, I don't know, 15 or 20 feet in diameter. It's located near the bottom of the dome off to the left. And then it catches the stuff from the secondary reflector and rearranges it, brings it to an ideal focus a few feet above its surface. That grabs that 300 megahertz wide chunk of spectrum, converts it down to complex, that is a complex pair of analog signals centered about zero frequency. And then those are cable into these, which include the A to D converters are here, and then these are basically very fancy programmable Fourier transform spectrometers. Basically, it takes this 300 megahertz wide chunk of IF spectrum, splits it into two subbands, and then each one is beat against a local oscillator and then passed through a complex mixer and ends up as a series of outputs here. And we actually have dual outputs. Get spectrometer. These were laughingly called interim spectrometers, because they were originally designed to develop this intermediate stage in the development of a fancier spectrometer, but they've been in service now for many years. One edge of the rotary table that supports all these feeds. So the receivers sit on top, and then the feeds stick down to the bottom of that, and whichever one is chosen, then is positioned to focus. The dome is positioned at different places.
Yeah. The platform cables.
Well, this has to do with operating the rotary floor. When that big floor rotates and there's all that equipment that's mounted on the floor, there are electrical cables, fiber optic cables, and high-pressure helium cables for the cooling system that all have to accommodate that rotation. And what you see here is part of the system for dealing with that. Tertiary reflector here in its support structure. Then you can see a few feeds. There's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. That's about all that's obvious in this picture. Several of them are missing right now because the feed assemblies and receivers have been brought down here for service during the painting. Okay. Hello to my friends at SETI.cat. I'm pleasantly proud to say that I'm on the electronics engineering staff here. And I do microwave receiver maintenance and some original design work in the
de sora baixa dins l'horitzó, damunt la mar rissada els avions. Dau el sol de sora baixa, vermell i talent, massala i merengada sa pell, espanya-sellat i una pluja suau de pols estel·lar. Dau el sol de sora baixa i plàcidament la gent se dutxa i omple els carrers la sora baixa dins el meu cor.